Good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
So apparently it's a good morning.
Coming in 20 seconds on air. My. I'm about to relaunch that joint. Fire 716, your boy Big Frank, like the Big Frank in the morning. What it is, what's up? My homegirl J Street in the building, holding it down with me. As always, doing her due diligence. How you feeling this morning?
I'm good. This is technically my Friday because, it's good. It's Monday, Thursday, but it's Good Friday tomorrow, so I don't have class and I don't have work.
Come on.
So I'm asleep.
Get you some rest.
I'm excited about the good sleep, but no, I'm good. Just got a pretty relaxed day today. Just work, study.
Good stuff.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, a day is a day. That's a day that he made. I rejoice and be glad because he made the day. Without the day, it would be night. I've been in a good mood. Just handling things, handling business. Got a few meetings lined up. A few station work to do. I'm excited for what's coming forward. I watched a video this morning that I came across, and it was this called Caucus Pastor, and he was discussing this picture or whatever. But long story short, the end of it was like the king has one more move, which reminded me of the message that Bishop Christopher Brinson preached on our last service, transitioning out of our old building to the new building, and just a reminder that today, listen, the king, he got another move pending. So God, whatever you're about to do, do it. Got a phone call yesterday. Come on through with the contracts, God. Have your way. I'm excited. I'm excited because it's been a year. It's been a little bit over a year, I think, that the radio station has been active in moving. And to survive is one thing, and making headway, making things happen.
The first year is the hardest.
Listen. But to survive that is a blessing. And I'm excited. And I got to do some commercials with JQ Juice and be back and do some of that. And I got to figure out who will deliver it. But, it's some stuff is happening early this morning. So I'm excited. But listen, when we get back into the Big Girl Chronicles, don't forget that there's pros and pours tonight at Janae Saquon 16. Oh, here I go. 63, I believe. Hurdle Avenue. 33. Come on, I was almost there. I almost had a friend. 1633 NAG.
Hurdle Ave.
Hurdle. If I don't get the paper like I'm supposed to as a host, okay, we'll show one more time.
That's what I got back.
Pros and pours going down from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Janae Saquon 1633 Hurdle Avenue. Pull up, show yourself. They got drink specials, food specials. Have a good time. Meet some people. Depending on how my wife feel, I might pull up. We'll see what happens. But it's going down tonight on Fire 716 Big Frank in the morning.
Morning, Mia.
Mia, good morning.
Morning, Julian. How you feeling? I saw your fresh haircut on Facebook, little brother. Looking fresh with the mohawk. I see you, sir.
They might be working upstairs today, I see.
Oh, yeah, they got the good trucks.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, DNP Speaks, and I'm coming to radio. That's right. I'm coming to Fire 716 Radio. I'm going to be giving you 30 minutes of motivation, inspiration, strength, and power. Every Saturday at 2 p.m. starting May the 7th. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss this movement. Let's go get it, y'all. Follow me on all my social media outlets. That's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's TikTok, and Instagram.
What's good, y'all? It's your girl Jay Sheree from Big Frank in the Morning on Fire 716. Listen, we calling our artists. If you was
how y'all feeling this morning? How y'all doing?
You know, email your music.
Y'all cooking for resurrection?
Fire 716 radio.
What you snacking on?
Not only will we play on the radio, but we'll do an exclusive interview with you. So once again, email your music.
I mean, you know, man, your presence is missed at the radio station. You know.
Right about now.
Your presence is good and missed at the radio station, ma'am.
Pull up.
So, you know, we need a nice little pull up.
Or hop in and then pull up.
Right.
You understand?
From Lady M. So, you know, come on through and do what it do.
Facts.
Did you get an Easter outfit?
No. Well, I'm wanting to. I'm not. I just can't.
You're not gonna coordinate as a family? Trey's first Easter?
Jesus got up. And I'm up. And we up.
Not Jesus got up.
I'm not afraid. For you, Jesus got up. Listen, with all power in his hands. She might want to. I don't. Nope.
Isn't it Trey's first Easter?
No,
It's not
it's not.
his first
He was here in May.
Oh, he was here in May.
No, he wasn't. No, he
No.
wasn't. Not yet. Nah.
Because his birthday is
May.
in June, right?
No, May 13th.
I am a bad aunt.
Well, I'm a worse dad, child. I know who it was.
May 13th.
May 13th.
Easter was early last year. So he was not here.
He was not.
So this is Trey's first Easter.
Yeah.
So you got to do it up.
Oh, no.
He need to be this good Easter suit matching his dad.
As a parent, y'all, you know what we're on Easter? Them same jeans, that same white button-up shirt,
Morning, Vaughn.
and them brown slacks. I am not about to get out here and Spadals of the West.
You preaching Sunday?
I might pull out my blue suit. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not. No.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess these are the years to look back on, to reflect. These are not the years of memory. Because my question to you is, what do you remember from one? Nothing. Okay? What do you recall? Not saying that there's not an imprint, not saying that there's not changes, but what do you
No, basic psychology and brain activity shows that the first memory usually starts at 4 years old.
So
remember
he ain't getting nothing
for
for 4 years. I'm about to save my money.
No.
And when he hit 4,
You ain't be doing my nephew like that.
and when he hit maybe 3, because I'm gonna say he's a smart kid. When he hit 3, I'm gonna act like it's his first time. Yeah, I made that up. My wife is not going for it.
She really not. I'm
No,
happy that you know that though. Like, I appreciate you trying to be independent with your thought
She not
process.
going for
Don't
it.
lose your identity in this, bro. But yeah, she ain't going for that.
No, she really not. Like, it's like for real life, she not.
She
that.
said I actually have some memories from 2, but not much. Okay, so congratulations. You are part of the 2%, I believe.
Facts.
Of
Who
the
got
world.
memories from 2?
Mia.
Me, I'm scared. Me.
You part of the
You different.
2%
You a rich
because they
ass.
said there is a percentage.
Yeah,
Like I think 1 or 2% that can remember a memory from 2 or 3.
gotcha. Because
Because your neurons are actually like building and dying at the same time between the ages of like.
dang, neurons dead and alive.
But you have the most neurological activity starting at birth up until your first like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to school.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this $80,000 to $84,000 education is teaching me.
Listen, all he need to know is he got up. Okay, listen. Look, it ain't about your clothes. Be fancy. It ain't about he got up. Okay, not just that he died, but he. He got up. No, definitely not.
I may actually break the norm
Mm-hmm.
in being a dress on Easter. It's not. There's going to be a Chuck. Be not deceived. She gonna be the Chuck on Easter, but it may be an Easter Chuck.
I might add a blazer. I years ago, after I got my suit, but I had bought a suit from a little the site, whatever, so it didn't have tailor accessibility. Mm-hmm. And I was fighting that morning to get it tailored. Oh no! I said after this, man, God, I'm done. I'm not about to exhaust myself to be in the matching game. If it does not flow congruently or easily, you got up. You know what I'm saying, God? I'm here to celebrate the fact that your death, your burial, your resurrection, and your soon return. Will you be ready? Come on.
Because I got things pending. But no, I was like, I may just allow myself to be in a dress. But I feel like that's the one time it's gonna be a crazy praise, like crazy praise break. And
I feel like this is the Sunday you should be able to come in your sweatpants and free garments, because I'm going to give God a praise that is so intense, that is so on the floor, roll over, that I'm not going to disturb the garments that I'm wearing to impress my own self, because I feel good when I look good. Now I'm gonna praise God. This should be. I can't wait to get my church. It's gonna be. He got up praise garments. You got access to have no makeup, bonnets, sweatpants.
Oh, no bonnets.
I'm bringing them in. Don't feel free.
Nobody.
When he got up,
Jesus did not promote a bonnet.
But he was wrapped up in them clothes. When he got up,
heavenly garments.
Huh?
He had heavenly garments when he got up.
Did he? No, he did not.
The garments that they wrapped him in fell off of him. But Jesus didn't. They came off of him. Jesus did not appear to the people butt naked. Ain't no way. The Lord sent his angel. He said, Michael, give Jesus a good suit. And he went and appeared to the people. Jesus was not naked when he appeared to the people.
He was not naked. But, that's a good question. Like,
me and say getting dressed up for church is still fun. It's just less fun when you have to work. Listen. But Jesus was not appearing to the people.
That's a good question. What did Jesus wear when he got up?
Heavenly garbs. The Lord was not.
Was he? How they depict him on the cross with just this little?
No, Jesus was naked on the cross though.
Huh?
They stripped him completely naked on the cross.
Just exposed.
He was exposed.
Then they wrapped him up. Who gave him clothes?
Yeah. The guy who gave him the borrowed tomb. Oh God, what's his name? Because I taught on this. Me and Reed actually brought up his name. The guy who put him in the borrowed tomb was the one who wrapped it. Because he asked for Jesus' body. Mm-hmm. And he wrapped him and prepped him and put him in the tomb.
Right. But was he wrapped? Was he wrapped naked? Was he wrapped?
Jesus was naked. Welcome to the table. Jesus was naked on the cross.
Right.
Because they ripped off all his clothes and they were pretty much playing dice for it at his feet.
Facts.
So he was wrapped naked. And put in the tomb.
So he went to hell. He conquered death, hell, and the grave. He stayed there. All day Friday. He was there on Saturday, and he stayed there all day Saturday. But Sunday morning. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm doing a lot on this show.
But no, he wasn't in hell naked either. Jesus, I'm telling you, he probably had a fire robe set to the side for this, like custom made by the angels with all the eyeballs.
Right. But I can see the spiritual hell apparel. This is just about radio. I just never thought about this.
Spiritual hell apparel.
The robe, the garment. But what he got?
We got them flames. Hell apparel. We got them flames.
Hey, come on, okay. That's the reason you knew mine. Hell apparel.
Fire someone sings hell apparel. We got them flames.
That is crazy. That's crazy. Okay.
Don't steal our idea, because that actually may show up on a t-shirt.
That is crazy. You got 3 minutes.
But no, like I'm going to my closet. But if it is addressed, it's gonna be alone.
Oh, I have no clothes. I'm going to my clothes right now before I wash them to throw stuff out. Because it's over. It was just like, these are dingy, these is dusty.
I mean, it's okay that you like a Boyz II Men member every Sunday. It's cool, like extended member, a Boyz II Men, button-down jeans. All you missing is the Letterman sweater. That's it.
Yeah.
Morning, Erica.
Morning, Erica. Hey, you dressing up for Easter? I'm being nosy now.
So this is the question right now before we get into bigger crowds. Is anybody dressing up for Easter? Frank said he coming in looking the way he been looking all year. I may possibly be in a dress as long as I don't see a short dress happening at this point. Well, a church short dress.
Because I take the resurrection of the Lord very seriously every time I think about him. Because if it had not been for the Lord, come on, don't get me started this morning. If it had not been for the I'm crazy.
You better praise him in a seated place.
Yeah.
You better praise him in a seated place. That is funny. But no, nephew gonna be sharp. Morning, Tesh. Nephew.
Tesh, you dressing up for Easter?
Are you dressing up for Easter, Tesh?
Are you getting fan? Who coming in with the pink suit? Okay. Who coming in with the pink, the red, the blue, the orange?
Better not be a man coming in with a pink.
Man, you better come in with a Roy G. Biv on. For the Lord,
not the Roy G.
Can I make a confession on Roy G. Biv? I never recall being taught Roy G. Biv until I worked at Victoria's Secret, and they told us that they had to put the garments in Roy G. Biv. I said, who is Roy? I feel bad that my educational system in Niagara County is.
Erica said she'll be in a dress. Tesh said she'll be in a dress. And Tesh said no hats and stuff.
Ooh, because you gotta get you a good.
No.
You know,
we are not a hat church. Unless you're the church mother. That's the only way you a hat person.
I lost a relationship over somebody thought I had to put on the church hat. Like, girl, this is not that. Okay, I'm not that one. I'm not.
Have they met your father?
No, like, come on, I'm not going. My wife, no, I ain't talk about it.
She said again, I would have dressed. Mia said again, I would have dressed up, but I gotta work. Then again, I'm usually dressed. You have been beat, niece. Like
you've been beat.
You've been beat. Like my niece out here giving all kind of face, serving all kind of face and amazingness. So I'm quite proud of you. What did I title this again?
Why do you let the poisonous things into your intimate spaces? Jay Shree, it's on you.
What's good, everybody? This is Big Girl Chronicles with your girl Jay Shree. Listen, get you somebody that'll remind you what you were talking about. Because listen, I be trying to tell y'all I don't give titles to stuff. I'm one of them people that don't like the title stuff. I just like to pretty much just put it out there. But this Big Girl Chronicle asks the question, why do you keep letting poisonous things into your intimate space? So let me explain where I got this Big Girl Chronicles revelation from. So recently, a man was found dead in his house because he had 120 exotic snakes in his house, and one of them got loose and bit him, and he died. And when the officials came to basically see, his cause of death, because they had somebody did a wellness check on him, they found all these exotic snakes. And the first thing the person asked was like, why would you have these in here with the risk, that one of them could get loose? And I often ask myself, and I wanted to pose this question, why do we keep letting poisonous things into our intimate space? If you know that something has the potential to kill you, why would you continue to keep letting it in? No matter how pretty, how exotic, or how wonderful it is, at the end of the day, it's still poisonous and has the potential to take you out of here. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that attracts you about this poisonous thing? Is it because it's comforting? Is it because it's comfortable? Is it because it caters to your temporary needs and you just ignore the risks of it? Or is it just simply because you want to define the odds and you think stepping out of the box is what's going to make the situation unique? But at the end of the day, that's not true. What you feel is going to be stepping out of the box that's toxic, that's dangerous, is actually going going to be the thing that's going to kill you. So in this edition of Big Girl Chronicles, I admonish you to please stop inviting poisonous snakes into your intimate environment and understand they're meant to be out in the wild and they're serving their purpose being poisonous. And if you do get bit, understand that you need to take accountability for it because you allowed it in your space in the first place. You can't change a snake's nature. You can't change poisonous nature. What you can do is change the situation and kick it out.
Kick it out.
Because you're beautiful. You're intelligent.
Yeah.
And you're graceful.
You're what?
You're a big girl.
You a who?
You're a big girl.
You a what?
You're a big girl.
No, definitely. I think that that was really good and on point. And I think that sometimes we engage into negative things because we know the risk of the negative outcome.
Right.
I get into that a little bit later.
Which is the reason why I chose the question of the day.
Fact. Listen, it's going down. So the question of the day is this. Can a toxic situation ever turn into a positive one? Say it again. Can a toxic situation ever turn into a positive one? Listen, hit us up. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Also, make sure you can give us a call, 716-371-2780, extension number 1. For your comments, your opinions, and your thoughts is going down right here on Fire. 716 Big Frank in the morning.
What was that?
I don't even know.
What was that? Woo-hoo!
Fact.
Yeah, the camera's still on me.
Oh, it'd be like that.
Yep.
You can't get off.
I'm like, camera's still on me.
So, can a toxic situation ever turn into a positive one? I am so churchy that my answer is, can any good thing come out of Nazareth? The fact that that's my answer lets me know that me and Jesus is in relationships and I love him a lot. That's ridiculous. No, that's not. But the bigger problem because sometimes we know the potential outcome of a negative situation, so we engage in it. Not really. We don't want the negative to happen necessarily, but we're not surprised if it does.
Right.
And that's easier than being into something that is unfamiliar and unknown, and the risk can be whatever. That's why certain people, outside of the fact that it feels good and these things, that they attract toxic behavior,
right,
toxic people, because, oh, I know what this is going to be. So even if it don't work out, I'll be okay because I know if you F-boy, you F-boy.
Right.
So I rock with you F-boy. I know this. I'm going to give you a chance, but I know the risk. And I'm okay with that. Then
Erica said it's hard for a situation to be detoxed.
It is challenging. Definitely a challenge. And we know, hallelujah, that certain things that become toxic can definitely hard to detox and undo that. And then it depends how much damage has been done.
See, I think like if you, like you said, came into the situation unknowing, but gained maturity out of it, but actively left. Like left the toxic situation, then it is positive because you learn something about yourself, you learn something about the individual, but you had the maturity to leave and the idea, like the smart sense to leave. I think it can't turn into a positive situation if you continue to keep immersing yourself in the toxic behavior and then you become toxic because of the toxic environment. Because you can only put so much poison in water before the water can't filter itself. Take Flint, Michigan. You can only put so much poison in poisonous water before the whole water is contaminated.
Yeah.
So I think in that particular situation, like if you come into the knowledge, or if you walk into the knowledge that this person is toxic and you think you're going to change them, nothing positive is going to come out of that because either you're going to become toxic.
Yes,
or you're gonna butt heads and it's become a negative situation where everybody just kind of being volatile.
Yeah. That's like trying to take a detox and still eating trash all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
I have actively done that.
like
Drinking detox tea and eating Oreos.
Yeah, you know, so it's like I'm trying to clean you out, but you're still adding junk. So it's like I'm not really completing the full cleanse required for you to reset. I'm the crack sugar. Sugar cracks.
You said sugar cracks.
Yeah, I feel like sugar is the new crack.
Sugar has always been the new crack. Sugar and caffeine. Like, people don't understand how highly addictive sugar and caffeine is. Like, I knew it was bad when I was drinking I stopped drinking the detox tea because I was like, yo, I'm just still legitimately like drinking like crap tons of caffeine and sugar, adding more toxins to the body, and I was trying to detox. It made no sense. So the detox tea is sitting there until I've decided to like take 30 days. 30 days. Ain't go sugar.
Like no, and it's a fiend. Talk about fiendage. I need that. But situations, and you have the but far as situations go, you have to separate yourself. You have to separate, and you have to look at the bigger picture, and you have to assess what's been happening, what's going on, and what you've allowed, and what you're gonna do to change it. Because if you're not gonna do that, you're not gonna effectively change.
What if you are supposed to be the change agent in the toxic situation? What if, okay, so I'm gonna use this scenario because we church. What if you're in a church that is out of order, that like has the potential to have some toxic behavior, but you're supposed to be the one to set the tone? And the only reason why I'm asking this is because I'm not gonna put the name of the church out there, but before the pastor got there when I was little, follow me because you know where I'm going with this. The church in itself, people were stealing. Like, it was known as the Flamer Church at one point because that's where all the alphabet community went. Like, they were stealing, they were smoking in the basement, they were doing all of these things, and the person walked in to be the change agent. So can that actually be a factor? Because like, if you're the change agent, what do you do when you're in a toxic atmosphere?
So I think that you still set yourself apart. I feel like this is not gonna make sense. Just because I'm in it, I'm not of it. Because I can be a change agent. Once again, I'm looking at the bigger picture at hand. So okay, I now know what needs to be addressed. I now know the areas that I just jacked up. So I'm not coming here to be a part of what you're doing.
Right.
I'm here to change what's been happening, and I think that is the difference, if you will. But I get it. Like, but you can easily be persuaded if you have to be solid in knowing your purpose and knowing your identity, and knowing what you come to do. Because if not, I mean, anybody that comes to bring about a change or readjust a thing is going to cause turmoil.
Right.
To anybody, we are creatures of habit. We are patterned this way. And if anybody comes in to try to change the pattern we became accustomed to, we're going to buck up against, have a challenge.
Right.
And the question is, can you handle being that change agent in that atmosphere for real?
I think that goes with knowing that you're assigned to that toxicity.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like the one thing I really can't stand, and this is just like a pet peeve of mine, were women, mostly women, because and correct me if I'm wrong, but I have never really seen men like, yo, I'm gonna change her. Like being like, when like, oh, I'm gonna just change him. I understand that he has bad habits. I understand he has this. I'm gonna have this. And love can only do but so much. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think a lot of times we walk into toxic situations because we have the ability to change people, not for like manipulation reasons, but just the ability that who you are changes the people around you. Yeah. But we walk into toxic relationships. And it was like, okay, because these people have been around me, they've shifted. So you think that you can shift this toxic person who is happy and content in their ways. And I've seen this a lot with women, like, oh, I can change him. I can cause him to be faithful. I can do this. And they take on this assignment that's really not theirs.
Yeah, trying to change someone is not necessarily the way to go. It's a battle that's unnecessary. I say, has it happened? Yeah, can it happen? Absolutely. But if that's your notion going in, then you can't get mad at being frustrated, being, overwhelmed. Oh my God, he's just not. Well, you came into this trying to be
right.
a mind regulator. He got up. You still sleeping. Okay, come on.
You're still sleeping.
Yeah. He got up. That you don't have that. You don't have that. That power to really change somebody. You can make suggestions. You can offer alternative ideas or thoughts. You have the opportunity to expose them, but it's up to that person to change. And if you are just trying to make them change just for you, and I would encourage nobody to change just for a person,
right?
Because if your motivation of change is based off of that person alone, if that doesn't work or the relationship doesn't work out the way you thought it should, because they were your soul-centered source, your world is now destroyed because you banked everything that you were doing based off of who you were connected to. And you got to come into your own. You got to come into your own light, your own understanding. You got to come into it. And she can be a presenter of that light. She can be an additive to who you are. She's a helpmate. She can be that. But at the end of the day, the element of change is really up to the individual. And it's certain fights that I'm just not getting into.
Okay. So my next question is, because I got to follow up. Would you, and then I have a backstory to this.
Yes.
Would you sacrifice a deal-breaking situation for love? So
now,
here's the backstory.
Yes.
I'm just giving a backstory for help. I'm watching a particular show. They're not paying for advertising. I just watched the last 2 episodes of it. The one person gave up wanting to have children just because they love this person. Because the person at the time did not want. There was like an adamant no. I don't want kids. I'm not going to be a good mom. Sacrifice this. Because, I love her. So I'm going to give up my desire to have children to be with her. But at first, that was a deal breaker for him. Would you give up a deal breaker and sacrifice the thing that you want the most for love?
I'm going to say yes to a degree. The reason why I say yes is for something. Love covers a multitude of things. Welcome
to Resurrection Week at Fire 716 Radio. Welcome to Monday, Thursday.
Because though it is my desire and my passion and my goal, do I find the value in our partnership worth more? Because like I said, you never know how you're gonna respond to something until you're in something. And if you realize that this person has definitely been good to me, we've been working out, we've been actually excelling and doing well, and this is just one of our biggest challenges. Okay, all right, and there's adopt a kid, spiritual kid.
So that you don't want to know.
I know, no problem. Adopt. There's options. You can go to church, become a spiritual dad. Yeah, I mean, you can become a dad somewhere somehow. And that's just a compromise that you guys are willing to make. It's your heart. They can be adamantly no. But also that doesn't mean that there's never a chance for change. But it's up to each his own. I could, if what we offer each other super exceeds anything that we've gone through. We got 38 seconds. That we've gone through. I can probably make this grand sacrifice before I have a love like this, I have an experience like this. So I have my list, and it's like, if you're not having kids, we're not gonna make it. But I think it can change. But then that gets into the are we husband and wife too? Because I can want kids in the beginning, but no, these kids bad. I'm not ready for kids right now. And then that motivation to why they're not ready either.
Yeah.
First things first. No.
I see you, Carrie. I'm gonna read your comments.
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank, look at that Big Frank in the morning. What it is, what's up? It's going down this morning. Something a little crazy.
That's
We
our
got
first
the-
track, y'all. First Fire 716 track.
Fact. So the question of the day is: can a toxic relationship, a toxic situation, ever turn into a positive one? And I've been real churchy today. It's the blood, because I said that can anything good thing come out of Nazareth? I believe that toxics. There's a positive. There's a positive, and something positive can come out of it, depending upon your placement. One thing I said is I stated that you got to sometimes step out of the situation and take a look at the bigger picture, and see like where did we go wrong? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
Was it really always like this? Because one thing I didn't say earlier that I say now is that people change and people evolve.
Yeah.
And if you're not aware or attentive to the changes, something that was once good can become toxic,
Right.
and vice versa.
Kyrie said change agents are only effective if he or she has influence and respect. And the people who need change have to want to change. Some situations and or people will never change because it works for works for where it is, and there is no desire.
No, the fact and
be different.
Fact and for that person. Listen, I say this all the time. Y'all probably don't like this, but
Dude, you can't comment and say leave me off the airways. You're gonna be on. So be strong, sir.
No,
Be
you
strong.
good. You good. I'll have you in the room soon enough. One thing I say all the time is that Jesus had the potential to save the world. The gospel of the world, he only got a son, but everybody that doesn't want him.
Right.
And if Jesus can't make everybody want him, everybody can't want change. Everybody can't. It's just what it is. And it's not my job to try to convince you or force you into your transition. I'm going to do my best to be the best example to show you that it works.
Right.
And prayerfully, you are persuaded by that. But I'm not going to for me to fight to make you different is exhausting.
And then we did pose the question too, like with the deal breakers. So
Yeah.
it's like, will your deal breaker? Can you sacrifice your ultimate deal breaker for love? And then I gave this scenario about a TV show that's not paying for advertisement. So we ain't gonna talk. We ain't gonna say their name.
Yeah.
But he sacrificed wanting children, because his now fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Basically was like, I never want kids. I'm not going to be a good mom. I'm awkward with children. I'm not going to do it. And even though that was his throughout the whole show, if she doesn't say yes and she doesn't want kids, I'm breaking it off. When it came down to the actual day, it was like, no, I'm going to keep her. Like, I'm going to just sacrifice what I love.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know if it's
yeah. So and I get it, but it depends like on our partnership, what we've built, what we have, what we've established versus the deal breaker. And like I said, some things I've stated outside of relationship, like things that I've said that I'll do are out just because I said it. I would never, but then also you never know what can occur with the changes. But if you're okay with it, you're okay with it. Dang, I want kids. Oh my God, I want kids. All right.
I mean, he said that he's happy. Based on his posture, I feel like he may like sneaking get her pregnant, but that's just me because she's like, well, we're in therapy, but I kind of still and he had that I'm gonna get her pregnant, but that's a real question. So.
Well, listen, we got some guests coming in. The Soul Out Community's daughter, as well as David, the controversial counselor, is coming into the studio on this morning, and this is going to be crazy because controversy is what he does. It is going to be off the chain. So stay locked in. Don't go nowhere. Follow us on Facebook and on YouTube right here on Fire 716 Big Frank in the morning.
Let's go. Here to introduce my blog, Big Girl.
We gotta go let him in, y'all. I'm gonna have your receptionist at the next location.
On your journey to get healthy. We can put this chair over here. Under Jessica Cherie. Tune in and let me help you out, ladies. I got you.
Good morning.
2, 3, 4.
You better watch that. Thanks.
I got one.
All right. Another one too.
Oh, okay. Happy people everywhere. Hello.
Hey, one of those fights you have a seat, Chief.
Sit where you're comfortable. Or you can pull the chair over. Let me just move this cord. So you have a mic.
Come on this side.
You gotta come on this
camera,
side, though.
The camera right there.
Yeah.
Well, just, I think. How's your morning going so far?
It's going. It's
Just
going.
going.
How about you?
Good.
Good.
So are you residing back here?
Oh no.
Oh no, just happened to be.
Yeah.
All right, I know you was okay. This is David, the controversial counselor.
How you doing?
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
He's somebody out here. I just be watching him. He be stirring stuff up.
Did you see him in the camera or does he need a photo?
I
You
don't know.
have to shift the angle.
No, it'll be the camera. I'll back it up.
Okay.
Let's start off with the picture first. I always see the picture, then I go back and I say, oh, here you go. Here you go.
Gotta keep everybody on their toes.
No, absolutely.
Was the lady?
Good. Now listen, y'all starting to scare me because why I go to breakfast the other day and all of a sudden I ran into y'all first lady. I'm not about to pay for
Oh, she out here.
She out here though.
She out here though.
For real though.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at her. I was like, yo, for real? She's like,
Oh.
yeah, I hear you was up in the falls. I'm like, yeah. Trying to be like you when I get grown.
Yeah, you need to be here when she put me on the spot. You need to be here for that.
Who?
Our pastor.
She put you on the spot?
On the radio.
What she do?
She
I'm the wrong one to say that.
Listen, she asked me a very interesting question
What was it?
on the phone. She asked me, would I have sex before marriage?
Yeah.
Would you test it before?
Would you test drive the car before you buy it?
And you said, what happened? What was this?
This is
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
How the heck I missed that part?
Tuesday's episode was very controversial.
And now you got the controversial counselor here.
Listen.
So that's his platform. You know a little bit about his platform?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
Tuesday. I didn't realize.
So what was your answer? Quit playing.
No.
You
no.
said what? No?
I said no. No.
How do you know then? What if you get that thing
Because
and
I
it
know
don't
the
work?
manufacturer.
God,
Yes.
you are saved.
For real.
My bad.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't realize
Are we live anywhere?
Yes, we are.
No, we didn't realize how many viewers we had to that show.
Yo.
It was like, man,
I'm
people
mad
was
I
like,
missed that joint.
Tuesday show was very
I'm going back.
controversial because
Yeah.
it started with the question of would you tell your current mate that the last one did it better?
Now, I
And
wouldn't
if
do that.
if not, how would you fix that situation
Yeah,
like
no,
that?
I'm not going to say that. That's a little bit much, especially I'm listening.
It didn't went to the left. It just went to the left real
Yeah.
quick.
I can see how that went to the left real fast. I got cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Googly this
Okay,
thing
yeah,
is
he
fixed.
said. So yeah, that conversation just went to the. I was like, so we had mad viewers because mad people talked about this. Like, oh, I saw y'all show. You don't come in the room. No, we don't know that you're there.
Oh.
Come in the room. They'll watch it, but they don't come in the room.
But that's the world we live in. They watch and I didn't get as many shares until I announced I was single. Then all of a sudden I got like mad shares and likes and stuff. I'm single. Like
Not even when I
That's right.
Hey!
Like love.
all right, like for real. So I'm like, let's bring a controversial counselor to town because did y'all see what he got done to me? I'm sorry. He lets one of y'all Niagara Falls residents go off on me on his show, and he ain't slapping. I mean, I ain't say it like that.
Oh,
I mean, we're not together, so you can't.
Was
do
it
that.
It wasn't Will Smith's back.
It was a will. I mean, but it was
But no, it was the podcast stuff.
his podcast.
Oh, his podcast.
On his podcast, he allowed some, and I'm just joking. He didn't allow it. I don't even know what happened, but yeah, I was like, "Oh, you coming to Buffalo? We about to set it off."
I can bring the question of the day to y'all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
But it's not Can a toxic
too crazy.
situation ever turn into a positive one? That's all. It ain't too
It's not too bad
bad today. But a toxic relationship.
Because it's Monday, Thursday. Jesus is currently at this point getting ready to get captured.
Why are we going through the? I don't even know.
It's Monday, Thursday today.
It's who?
Monday, Thursday.
Monday.
Monday, Thursday.
Monday,
Yes.
Thursday. Monday.
So basically, it's just saying like, yeah, this is the day.
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank, like the Big Frank in
Thanks
the morning.
for running.
Currently 52 after the top of the hour. Listen, it's going down. I did no warning. I've given nobody any. Okay.
Not a
At
drop
all.
of
Okay,
warning.
it's okay, but I'm here for y'all. So my homegirl, Jay Sheree in the building. Homegirl Solar is in the room. We have a guest with us, the controversial counselor. Okay.
Yes.
Listen, I don't know if you guys ever followed him, but like I told you, it's always the picture first. This is how it go. This is how it go. It'd be a beautiful woman, something crazy, it look real black excellence sometimes. Then the storyline be real toxic and it'd be real crazy. And it's like, dang. And because I don't want to be the debater, I just said, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and just read these
It can get hot on his show, you know that, right? I found that out the hard way. So that's why I brought him to you to calm it down so we can do it again tonight at Pros and Pours.
Right.
I want some Kool-Aid and some chicken wings.
I might have to go up.
You should. 5 to 8, be there because it's gonna be a hot, deep, as we were captioned, deep, dark, delicious conversation is happening tonight at Je ne sais quoi. Yeah.
What is the tire for this?
A tire?
A tire.
Just wear something. It's nothing dressed up, you know. It's
Because it said pros and pours, so I'm thinking, you know, professionals. Yeah, professional
after
outfits.
work, you get off work, you want somewhere to go, you want to network, you want to sit down. If you go home, change your clothes, you want to wear a t-shirt made by Tony Rose, big shout out, I am energy. We're going to have that up in the house. It's a lot going on, but I don't think it's about the attire. I think it's about having somewhere where the atmosphere is set, and whether it's podcasting or sitting across, you can pro and pour out what's going on in your life.
100%. And that's going to be Je ne sais quoi, 1633 Hurdle Avenue, tonight, 5 to 8. If my wife is feeling well and can handle the boy by herself as an independent black woman.
Oh, you shoot. That was a shot. We've had it.
Don't be coming for sister.
Yo, don't be coming for sister. You do know you can get it.
Because she's pregnant, she has the two of them, so it's more stressful on her.
So it's her plus 3.
Yeah, really.
She built like that.
So to the counselor, the quick question of the day is, can a toxic situation ever turn into a positive one?
Most definitely it can. I mean, I guess also it depends on the situation, but a lot of times you got to fail before you become successful. So in that case, you take the good with the bad, but each situation, you can grow from it. So you're not out of the woods, basically, if you're in a negative situation where it's toxic.
Facts. And I gotta go here. You gotta forgive me because we've been peaceful about the situation here at the studio, but I gotta pull it up only because you're a new face in this room. Give me your thoughts swiftly as you can, Will and Jada.
Oh Lord.
Wow. You got to. You just got to give me your feedback.
You really want to go back
So basically, I think it could have all been nipped in the bud. Like I said on one of my quick TikTok videos, basically, he could have just simply told her, "Come here, baby," whispered in her ear, and pretty much said, "Tonight is my night. I got this. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna handle it." And tell her to fix her effing face. Basically.
Whoa.
In the story.
Really, Frank?
Because you just,
Frank, the man is mentally hurt. He's crushed, period. And somebody did share, it was him, Tyrese, and it was another superstar crying about their sensitive situations. And I just can't get over thinking that if they were normal people, we would not have to have the conversation of a man just having a broken heart.
A broken heart, I get.
Where do broken
But broken
hearts?
actions you got to be accountable for.
He did. He went and slapped him. Where do they go? They go up on stage.
I'm never promote smacking somebody else. They hit you first. That's just me. Because if I unleash on you, it's because you entered the dragon. I'm just saying. But that's my thing. If you decided to lose your mind and put your hands on me, it is your fault. What happens to you after that?
You're not responsible.
I am not responsible for the damage that will be done if you put your hands on me first. Because first, I know that you didn't know Jesus for real. Because the Lord would have told you, don't touch her.
Listen, it's going down this moment. When we get back, we get into some hot topics. It's going down. But make sure you join Solar tonight for a Solar moment at Je ne sais quoi, Pros and Pours from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., 1633 Hurdle Avenue, Buffalo, New York. You want to be there. It's going to be off the chain. Like I told you, if my wife good, I'll be there. But if she's not, I'll be at home rubbing feet because I love her like that. Right here on fire. Don't do that. I just got that now. On fire 716. Let's go. Let's get it. It's going.
My brother's such a gentleman.
You are so sweet. I have been waiting for this for you. I'm so proud of you, Frank.
You doing girl dog. I was looking at her yesterday like, I got you tomorrow.
Don't let me find out you get quiet all of a sudden. So that's all you got to say about a toxic relationship? It can actually get better just like that? That's how we gonna do
We
tonight.
had a particular situation.
Oh, I got one for you.
Oh, okay. So we was afterwards.
I'm sorry, was it over?
No.
No, you got, we still
We still on Facebook.
I mean, but I just wonder, okay, toxic means
Morning, Daniel.
you get into a relationship with somebody and they have not overcome their ex. And y'all kind of prompted that thought. That's toxic.
Mhm.
Now, what y'all said on Tuesday, I was not here. I'm going back to watch that show. But if they are not over their ex and they get into another relationship, do you think that that's a relationship that can grow into something positive?
Probably not, and I wouldn't recommend it because who's gonna sit around and wait for that to happen? If it ever happens, you don't need no constant.
You can't
reminder.
change a person to love you past.
Oh, Kev said his mic
Where,
isn't
where,
loud.
Yeah, I got you. That's it. I heard it.
you can't love a past person into loving you and say, yo, baby, I got you. Can't do the baby thing with that and change their heart.
No, I let it go.
I'm not.
Wait, now you gotta jump over what?
Over him not being over his ex.
I'm
Bye.
not going to dismiss your ability to overcome that which was. I get it. Because that which was has defined who you are. It's been a part of you. And I comprehend that. But I'm going to tell you one thing, sucker, don't be a fool. Okay, it's one thing to have a challenge. I can't get over that. You have to have a conversation. You have to communicating. You're still engaging. Now we got a problem. So I'm saying that the process of detox takes time.
Okay.
And I'm a good man of patience, but don't try me.
Yo, Frank's scary.
I had a conversation with somebody one time because they had a relationship multiple times. They had reached out to the other. I said, oh, well, we ain't got to do this. We ain't got to do this at all. I am graced enough to understand transition.
Yeah.
So I'm cool.
Right.
But what you're not going to do is bring what was into my present and think it's okay.
Yeah.
Because we can stop now. It's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a good fisherman, okay? I can find me in the pull a number.
Quit playing. Wait, what you
Man,
over
I
there
like
saying?
that.
That's the bottom line. If you got the more options you have, the more powerful you are. So if she's still straddling the fence, I might have to exert my will and say, listen, I
Yeah,
got other options.
that's real thing.
That got a person dismissed too. I'm sorry. No, like
What you say?
we are situational people. So like if that comment got me to cut a dude off. Cause I was like, if you got options, go be with your options. And he perfectly single right now. Like, no.
Ooh.
If you got options,
Go be with your options.
go be with your options.
But don't. Well, see, when you got options, I mean, you have to. That's.
But see,
Because you could be out here, chasing, canned tuna fish when I'm supreme salmon over here.
because
So go be with your fish. Go be with
options,
your
and I feel
tuna.
like options are not necessarily negative, but what you miss is that I'm maybe cocky saying this.
Uh-huh.
I chose you.
Exactly.
Right.
The fact that out of all the things that are out here
Uh-huh.
that I could be playing in, dipping and dodging in,
Uh-huh.
are irrelevant to the fact that I have you. And I'm not going to entertain them. I'm not going to engage with them. I'm just not.
Mhm.
Now, if you saw fit to engage with your past, I want you to know that, listen here, my darling dear, as much as I love you, as much as I chose you, as much as I decided that you were the one for me, the behaviors right now
Are not
are not conducive.
to where.
And if we're not going to flow, I can go back and get my lure and swing out another one and say, Lord, have your way.
But see, like, I feel like when a woman hears that, though,
Yeah.
you, like, for me, you telling me I'm average like all the rest of these
No,
people.
not at all.
I
What's
am
wrong with
not-
average?
No, like,
That's what the people say. What's wrong with average?
Because, especially with that person that said it, I was just like, bruh.
No.
No, if
that-
you do the caliber of woman that I am, and I'm not
Right,
being
right.
cocky with it. It took me a long time to get to this place where I knew my worth,
Right.
and I knew my caliber, and I knew my pedigree.
Okay.
So if you compare me with Bonnet Bonnie over there talking about I got options,
Yeah.
go be with Bonnet
No.
Bonnie because at the end of the day,
Bonnet.
But that's
Yo, you
that's
gotta make sure that you remember
Yeah.
Bonnet.
But that's-
Whoever she is.
that's a misinterpretation of what I stated. You've taken that as if, oh, you're average. No, I'm letting you, when I make this statement to you, I've chosen you because you are supreme. I'm acknowledging the fact that you are amazing. You are good. I'm glad to be here. But don't get it twisted.
Mhm.
As much as you offer and who you are, and amazing as you are, there are other people out here that are pulling for this.
They may not be as amazing, but they're pulling.
But
so
they're
they
pulling-
become options.
So that's what they are. Let me help you. Life is real.
It is.
As a married man, there are people who still want Frank. which means that there are options out there.
Right.
I'm not entertaining. I'm not playing.
Because you're
I'm not
so
giving false
random.
ideas. You know? But the truth of the matter is, they are. My wife, as beautiful and as bad built as she is, the DMs still go off because she's bad like that.
Right.
The beef isn't you go in the DM. The challenge is the response. The
That's
engagement
That's the
is.
ticket.
So
But even what you're saying, like out of all of these, I chose you. But on the flip side, I chose to accept your being chosen by you. So it's not just, oh, you chose me and this is just this glorious thing. And thank you so much for choosing me. I choose to accept you choosing me.
Facts.
Because you could have chose me and I could have chose somebody else.
You can't get over the word options.
yeah.
Because I don't like the negative connotation that comes with it.
Because
What makes options, and I guess I'm learning this. Now, don't get me wrong. I always say I got 5 husbands and one I'm with ain't mine, right? Which means that's why I'm single.
Yeah.
When I look at options nowadays, I look at learning the person. When we say dating, that gives me an opportunity to say collect data. Now, that don't mean I got to go out with everybody,
Right.
but I also want to know what I'm getting into, what's putting on the table. And I think that's why options are necessary. That's dating. Those are the options. If you choose that one, then you don't have to
Right.
focus.
But having the conversation of let's talk, but there are other possibilities out there is different from saying to a person, I got options, because the context is different. If I'm talking to a person, but there's a couple of other people I could be talking to,
Right.
I'm gonna communicate with you like, hey, as I'm talking to you, this
is going on.
This is going on because I'm exploring my options. But when a man says I'm exploring my options, but when a man says, I got options, the context of it is different.
Now, do we as women sometimes take the way that men talk a little bit different than what we?
Oh, yeah, I want to hear 100%.
Yo, I am not about to play with y'all.
You.
How did I come to Niagara Falls?
Right. Because you hear what you want to hear. I say I have options, which is saying to me that, listen, it's other people pulling for me out here.
But when we say it differently, the way you just
Right,
said
you know what I'm saying?
we make it sound different. But I'm trying to wonder if it's really a difference.
Because mentoring women of all different ages, this is something that, because I can't say counsel because I'm not licensed yet.
Right.
So mentoring women is more like, okay, Kevin, call it mentoring women and hearing this statement consistently in the context of what it's put.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a therapist, I'm unbiased.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I asked and I've asked multiple women, how was it presented to you? And it was presented as in, I could be with you, but look, I got options out here. Not, hey, there's a possibility of me talking to other people. Just know that you're not the.
I don't think men know how to say that.
But watch it. But for you to say there's a possibility for me to talk to other people, I posit that, or I can go out here and pull whatever I want to pull. What I'm saying is that there's people who want to talk to me that I'm not engaging with. I got options.
And I think at the end of the day, if you got options.
Facts. And it's not that I'm about to leave you, I'm about to do you dirty, or you're not worthy, or you unvaluable. No.
But why do men? Okay, and I'm just putting it out there. Why are men not transparent when you have options, but stop playing like you don't talk? I'm talking single men. You out of this conversation.
I was single once upon a time. Go ahead.
Being honest about, yes, you do have the options, and I'm not the only one you're talking to.
Right.
You're still choosing your options. Why are they not transparent? A lot of men are not transparent with that. But I have literally saw men get put into a room with their options and don't know how to act because they ain't been honest that they have all of these active, let's call them active options.
Active options.
Come on, active
You know my good
options.
brother?
Active options. I don't see why men can't be honest with that. They would be surprised. Women might actually respect them a little bit more if they was a little bit more transparent.
Because
don't let your right hand know what your left hand do.
Then don't come over here thinking I'm gonna use my right hand.
You know what?
We got that 2 minutes. I'm just trying to with my boy. Kevin, you on here talking? I don't hear nothing. I ain't did nothing. Kevin, you there?
Yeah.
Kevin, you right there?
Y'all be cutting up in here.
Yeah.
My good brother, are you there?
Because that's what we do.
My good brother, are you
I
there?
love it.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to
My
make
good
sure
brother,
he
are
came
you
to
there?
the session. We interviewed him before at Waffle.
You hear us?
Oh,
I don't hear
So
you
we
yet.
here now, and I'm loving it.
Gotcha.
You hear him at all?
No, I'm not like me personally. I won't say that I have options unless there's a possibility if you want to get serious.
Hello?
Like, and it's for me, it's saying like, hey, I've been talking to you, and I will tell you, like, hey, I've been kind of talking to a couple other people, but if you make your intent known,
Say that part again.
If you make your intent known.
Say that part again.
If you make your intent known.
And then once
he
you
said,
make your-
I'm gonna call right back.
If you make your intent known, I think you also need to give somebody an opportunity. So y'all on that same wavelength.
Mhm.
And that's why transparency is so imperative.
It depends on the stages of where we at.
Right.
Because of the fact, if I holler at somebody yesterday and I'm hollering at you tomorrow, I'm just hollering. We don't know what this is real.
I mean, that's nothing. But like,
Are you
when a
even
person-
worth mentioning?
Because okay, so in this I mean, if he know, then he know. If he watching, then he watching. But like in my particular situation, I'm not salty about it because me and him are still friends now.
Right.
But like, he was telling all of his friends, "That's my wife. Like that's gonna be my wife. Like I'm gonna marry her. Like da 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 da." You know, God had to work on my heart because I was just like, God, that is not my type. Like, but he like because we previously dated like decades before.
Okay.
So I was just like, that's not my type. That ain't it. Whatever. But he was actively telling people that we went to church when
But
we were
ain't a
friends.
man that find up a wife, find up the good thing.
Well,
Because when they claim you, it's on them. Man.
that's the thing. He was like, that's my wife. But then came to my brothers in the conversation, which I thought was like kind of dumb because you think my brothers ain't gonna tell me. But came to my brother was like, "Oh, she's sweating me. She's saying that." He was like, "I got options." So when I approached him about it, and I was like, first of all, you're dumb for going to my brothers, thinking that my brothers wasn't gonna warn me, like they wasn't gonna be looking out for me. But
Right.
the fact is, if you got options, sir,
But
but you
don't call me your future wife.
then go be with your options. Like,
Or just be honest when you're telling me your future wife that you have, I want to see what this is like, but I would like to choose you. But can we work towards being that type of relationship?
I wasn't sweating you. I got options. Go be with them, sir.
I feel like it's a song out there called Options.
It might be.
And if not, Radio Fire 716 will come up with a song very quickly.
Quit playing. And you know what? Big shout out to Goodness. That's where it came from. She got us a poem called Options.
I think when you put it out there like that, with that level of cockiness, it's different. You can put it out there, but you could be kind of humble saying it. Like, because I think some men may say it because maybe their self-esteem is down or their pride, so they gotta kind of
Boost it up.
by saying that, but really it's not all that. And someone who definitely has options is I don't gotta speak on it. I don't have to speak on it.
Mm.
You know who I am.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm not about to play with that.
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. Like the Big Frank in the morning. What is what's up? I pray all is well with you, and everything is just doing right. In the room, my homegirl Jay Cherie,
In the building.
my homegirl Solar,
Hey.
and the controversial counselors in the room.
He put up
He
the
gonna
deuces.
put up the deuces, y'all.
But listen, it's definitely going down today. The conversation is just
It's about options.
It's about active options at that. Active options.
after active options. All my options.
Okay, I want to pose it to the live listeners.
Sorry.
How many of you, especially men, because I can't speak for anything else, but men, why are you not honest when you have active options? If you are out there and you're with someone and someone else, and that doesn't mean get the sex out your mind.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's the problem. We also think that every time you date somebody, you just get in bed with them. That is so, that's not real, right? But you have options. Why can't men just say, yo, I got friends.
So let's pause.
Or no, don't even say I got friends, because
Because-
friends is a tricky word too.
I know, that's why I
So
threw it out there.
let's first identify this process.
Okay.
The old school. Now
Oh Lord.
we got to separate what is dating and then what is the courting, the
Wasn't that
courtship.
this OR moment I said to you today? Start by dating yourself.
So like, I don't feel just to be honest with you, I'm having conversation. I haven't selected or chosen anyone for anything. I am out here taking tests to figure out of compatibility. So therefore, I've committed to no one to inform you that I'm talking to a plethora of people to figure out who best fits the profile of who I am and what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we advance with somebody into courting, like we figured this out. But now listen, Tanya, Keisha, and Rebecca, maybe Tyrone, how you living? Everybody a little different. They
I just got all kinds of.
they over here.
It's the alphabet community.
Okay.
That was for the alphabet.
They over here. We talking, but they still present. They still looking tender in the fight. Okay. And then the question is, as a woman, can you handle that truth and what that looks like?
I think that women would handle it better and put themselves in a mindset and a position to know. First of all, let's just be honest. It's not that women are competitive, but we have a spirit to say, okay, I'm gonna be my best, right?
Yeah.
And if you tell me what it is that we're working with, and if you're honest about what we're working with, then I know exactly where I fit into the scope of things. I don't like it personally when you say, okay, we talking, and then I find out about, I'm not gonna name the names that you named, and then I don't know they exist, and then you're in a room with me and all of them, and you don't know how to act. And neither do I, because I'm thinking I can hold your hand because you let me hold your hand when it's just me and you, right? But now they're in the room, we can't hold hands. What happens then? Yeah. How that work? Why can they not be honest? Oh, you be quiet, controversial.
I'm saying no PDA. Maybe that's not this. Maybe alone you like to do that, but you don't like to put everybody in your business. Like
Which is why it's important to know who you are in somebody's life, because if you do not know and then you get out there and do that and people are not honest, that's why people get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm a married man now, but let's be honest, because granted for the women who can handle that, but somebody who's been hurt or abused, that conversation might. I'm not get out the game. I'm not saying get out the game.
But that goes back to that toxic situation.
Carl, you can hear us? You there? You in the room? 5716. Yo, what it is? What's up?
What's going on, cuz?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Gang.
What's going on? So the conversation is hot right now.
What's
you
your
know.
contribution?
Yeah.
What's your input? What's your input?
Hey cousin, can you tell the truth if you got more than one?
If you don't have options, you're not dating properly. And if a guy was to bring up to you, hey, listen, I got options, you know what I'm saying? It's not a negative. Don't look at it negative. He's actually helping you. Listen, I got options. I want you to know this so that you don't get your feelings caught up. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a situation where, hello?
Oh,
we
listen.
Don't go there. Preach, preacher.
I've been in a situation where, you know what I'm saying, I could have been honest and was like, you know, I talked to, 2-3 females at a time, but I put my foot in my mouth when I didn't do that, because a few months later she's in her feelings, she's heavy in her feelings, and I'm like, I didn't tell you. So it's not a negative thing, it's about how you do it. You know what I'm saying? If you present it well, then it'll be taken well. You know what I'm saying? As far as females, people have got options beyond belief.
Beyond?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not at all.
You get what I'm saying? Y'all got stalkers.
Now I agree with that.
Stalkers.
Gotcha.
I mean,
God deliver me from myself.
I wish he would take one of mine and continue.
Niggas don't necessarily even have to work for it. You know what I'm saying? Women, they come naturally.
I have to disagree with one statement.
Want those options.
I have to disagree with one statement though. I love my cousin Love, but I do disagree with one statement that you said, that if you're dating, then you need to have options. I disagree with that, just because because of the woman that I am, if you catch my attention, and it's not being cocky, but like if you catch my attention and you hold intellectual conversation that has stimulated my mind, I wouldn't want to explore anything else, because you obviously have done enough to catch my attention. For me, I don't feel the need to go out there and look for other options, because you have actually caught my attention.
You like to work somebody else with some more intellectual
I'm
conversation.
gonna try to answer this from, a friend of mine told me something, right? A friend of mine, I got a friend. And my friend told me, as a woman, I think it's better that we start to begin to see how our options work, because if he finding us, right, we don't go out and look for it.
Right.
So if we're not looking for it, and you have not made me exclusive, I think a lot of times we because you've captivated us, because you've wooed us, we don't see everything else, and then we're spending time on one focus. And then if that focus is not it, if that focus is not committed, if that focus is not ready, let's take it off him, put it back on us. What if that attraction that we have is actually just a part of us, and that's all it is? So I'm thinking that if you are in a mindset of really exploring your active options, be honest about it, because you never know where that will lead you. For a woman, we don't go out and look for those active options. They actually should come to us. If we're going out looking for those active options and accepting every active option, or at least the one that we have not put that work in, man, we end up with the one that we don't even
See,
supposed to be
I
with.
guess this is where it makes me different because, like, if you catch my attention, I'm not all feelings in because I'm going to God first. And if God, no matter if you caught my attention or not, if God is like, that's a dub, then it's like, it's a dub. So that's why, like, for me, having multiple, because I've done the multiple options and I've gotten distracted in that.
Not being able to focus
because it was just like, oh, well, and this was when I was in a broken place. So it
that's
was
what I was about to say.
This is when I was in a broken place. So, but this person offers me this, but this person offers me this, but this person offers me this. So it's like, if you approach me and you catch my attention, the first thing I'm doing is going into prayer because it's like, at this time in my life, at this ripe old age of 30-something, mind your business, like, I don't want to, invest so much in multiple people, and none of them are are that person I'm supposed to be matched
Right,
with.
and I think that, and like you said, we have to take away dating from sex, and the fact that we're not married and we're pre-engaged, we're not dating.
Right.
So before we get to engagement, then we court first.
Right.
Before the court, there's dating, and dating is just figuring out, are we even compatible?
Data.
All I'm doing is collecting data.
Just collecting data.
Am I collecting data? I'm not required to pour out all.
Right.
I'm just collecting data to see if is you is or is you ain't my baby.
But see, that's the problem. A lot, and this is as women, sometimes a lot of times we catch feelings in the dating spot. Yeah. But that honesty of, hey, don't invest so much in me because, like, I am talking to other people. Mm-hmm. That conversation I think will help women in not catching feelings right away. Because if you say, hey, I'm talking to a couple of other people, she's not gonna be like, oh my God, it's just me.
She's gonna learn how to date.
She's gonna learn how to date, and I think that's one of the things that I would pray for the young women. Young women truly need to have a conversation of learning how to date. And you're right, we catch those feelings and then it becomes a mental, it becomes a physical. Mm-hmm. The other thing, really quickly, you said in a broken place, right?
Yeah.
In a broken place, you pretty much attract options that are catering to your brokenness.
Right.
And then that's what's catching your attention.
Mm-hmm.
When you heal, your active options pretty much attract that healing part, right? Yeah. But now you have to make a sound decision when they get to the point. And I also think that a man should make their intentions, you said that, clear. Definitely. So if you're caught my ear and my eye and you decide that I'm the one that you want to talk to, then you need to make it clear that your active options are not out the window and make that very plain. But if you are not gonna make it plain, leave me where I'm at. Hey, I'm single, y'all gonna share?
So when,
go ahead, David, go ahead.
So when are you supposed to say that? Because I hear a lot of women say, oh, I need you to tell me straight up front, what's your plans or intentions, but you might not know that.
I don't even know.
Okay.
Now hold on. Listen.
Come on.
To get the rest of the conversation, you got to go follow us on YouTube and Facebook. Yes. The conversation will continue.
Like
Fire 716 on YouTube, Radio Fire 716 on Facebook. Listen, follow us because the conversation is not over. It's going down on Fire 716 Big Frank in the morning. We keep the conversation going.
Okay, but I think men do know their intentions, but that doesn't mean that you are a wife. If your intention is to get married, you know that's your intention. So you're going to be looking for the person that would fit what a wife would look like or what a wife would feel like. So you can, as a man, go in knowing that that's what you want, but that doesn't mean that you're the one I want to be that. So I'm going to be honest. My intentions is to get married. My intentions is to be in a real sound relationship. You can go in and put that on the platform, but if they do not respect or do not understand or do not become compatible to that, that's where your options become active.
I think when you put those long term, like I do expect to be married right away, then that's when those expectations come into place. And unresolved expectations lead to resentment.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think if you say that you want to be married and we begin to date with those intentions. And I think we got away from that. Now I'm gonna take it to the church side. Mm-hmm. When we was in church growing up back in the day, you dated with intention. I think now we just date to date. We date to collect data, what's comfortable for the moment, what makes me feel good because I ain't got nobody else. It's convenient. You're good at one thing, but I don't know what else you're good at. Nor am I taking the time to know this. So if I'm saying that I want to be a wife, right, and you're coming to the table saying that my intentions is to one day find it, then my job is to say, okay, what type of wife are you looking for? I may not fit the bill of that. Now, me being married the way that I have been married, I have found out something. I have not fit the bill of what that man was looking for. And it's not that I'm a less of a woman. It just means that I'm very active. I'm in the community. I'm all over the place. Everybody can't handle my stature. And I think that if we come to the table being honest about who we are and where we want to go, the data that we collect will be conducive to where we go.
It's dangerous. I'm tell you why I hear you. It makes sense because also though too much exposure of revealing what you want gives me the ammo to become what you want. And that's not it.
I didn't say break it down.
Yeah.
If you come to the table and your intentions is to be a husband, you don't have to tell me what your criteria is.
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell me I want to date you, and it will have. We'll find ourselves in the kitchen
You
cooking
know
together
this
without
disconnect come in? The timeline. Your timeline might be different.
100% different.
As far as getting married, and yeah, some women be like, "Oh, he said I want to be I'm married next year." That can get dangerous. But like I said, if they collect the right data, if they pull the right things in, it becomes a natural flow. Oh my God, we at the park, we walking together, we both notice the birds. Oh my goodness, we're cooking together, we like this. And you begin to have that, but at least it's not forcing a person to say, I want someone who can cook. I don't care if you want someone who can cook. Let's see how this works out together. And I think that's taking off the expectations and we let it flow.
But that's also asking the right questions too.
That's
because if you're in the process of dating with the potential of going exclusive, asking somebody, well, where do you, especially if the person has expressed marriage, well, where do you see yourself? What timeline do you see yourself in being married? Because the person may say, hey, I'm trying to get my finances together. I'm trying to get my credit in order. I'm trying to, make sure I got kids with another person. I want to make sure they're good before I walk into a marriage. So it may be 2 to 3 years. That gives the open forum to, if a girl's not willing to wait 2 to 3 years, to be like, you know what, maybe this is not it. You know what I'm saying? But I think that doesn't come with immediate conversation because I have single-handedly seen women destroy a potential relationship coming in. I want married. I want children. Yes. I want this. And it's like the third date. And it's like, yo, I'm just still trying. We had Applebee's.
Right. But you don't like Applebee's?
No, I'm just saying, can we laugh? Can we have fun together?
Right. Before we get into the whole, are we even compatible? Shut up. And sometimes, what is our organic flow? Before I even engage in the future, listen, I'm the preacher. I'm coming to be a husband. But I'm en route. I came to marry. I am who I said I. So it's like, I had 16 to 1. So I was like, no, enough is enough. Like, oh, you the one. So I want you to be the one. No, enough is enough. How are we operating organically? How do we, my wife said to me, I thought you was going to be deep. I thought you was going to be praying 7 times a day, just deep. And come to find out, no, I'm about as lit and old and young as they come.
But I had to learn too, and I thank God for one of my exes who is a friend of mine. Because me and him had a conversation. It was we dated, but we came into dating knowing we probably wasn't going to end up together.
Right.
But we learned each other in a different way. And he said to me, and it was the best thing he ever said. He said, he's like, your personality was everything to me. He was like, you have so much to offer. He was like, but where I became secure is how confident you were when you first talked about who you were in God. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't because I was a believer. I was like, I know I'm called to ministry. I know I'm called to, travel the world and do this. And for him, that was a lot to take in because it was the caliber of what you're going to be with God makes me feel like I'm not sufficient enough to be that. And so he was like, if I had got to know you, just you, maybe, we could have went to church together because he was a believer, but it was we could have went to church together and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He was then organically seeing you operate, organically see you laying hands on people and stuff that would have been intimidating. And so that was the best thing I ever learned because it was dang, I thought hey, let me propose this to you first because if this is not something that you can't rock with, then we probably not gonna work. And that was something I feel especially in the church with women, we have to have the approach of the organic parts of you because yes, God is a major part of your calling and is a part of you. But at the end of the day, when you stop shine, you go home and you're a person outside of that. And so for me, the one guy asked me why did you take so long to tell me that you was in ministry? And I was because I just wanted to see how you was gonna react to me, get to know me. Right. I was because when I wake up, I'm Jessica. When I and I'm still Minister Jessica or whatever, but I'm still Jessica. And I didn't want you because the first time he saw me, he came to the church, saw me operate. He was like, oh, why? Because it was just she laying people.
No,
but for him, that was.
That was a bit much.
I can't.
I agree because for me, The last one, I try to readjust myself to be all regular day. No, let me tell you who I am for real.
Right.
Because I try to make myself as regular as possible to see if we vibe or not.
Exactly.
But then I found myself decreasing my commitment to who I am and what I do, trying to readjust to fit. So I get both sides. So I'm gonna show you my wife sees me get up early in the morning, unlock the door, clean the bathroom, go back. Or they call me, I'm available, I serve. This is what I do. This is how I live. This is my life. And this is what I love to do.
Right.
Are you down with that?
That's the thing.
You get what I'm saying?
Know your intentions and just let it flow from there.
Right.
The things, this is how and that's the biggest thing that we don't do.
Yeah,
We hear intentions and we jump to a solution.
But that's not taught, especially in church.
Right.
That's not taught in church.
Church
to be you outside of your calling is not taught in church. So this is why people are like, why are all these women dating single and stuff like that? Because the first thing they lead with is their call. I'm called to be a prophetess. I'm called to be this. It's like,
but I get it. I get why that is the forward movement because of the fact, granted, let me tell you, me personally by myself, I'm a wretch undone. I am foul, twisted, and toe up. I'm going to lead with my best foot forward, and that's in him. So I'm going to listen. I'm letting you know that this is the calling on my life. This is who I am because this is a major component to me.
Yeah.
Frank is going to be a pastor. I know I'm going to be a bishop one day.
Yeah.
He done told me. I know this. This is
what we got to
so
operate.
I want you to know if you come attached to this hip over here to the left or to the right, that you're going to become the first of something. Okay? Okay? And if you're not willing.
Well, you see, we had to figure that out.
Welcome back. I
had it move.
Like you're going to now have to embody this is my life, and I know this. Now because of the season where I didn't know, I was like just trying to figure out. But I know this now. So I want you to know that's what you're gonna get. That doesn't mean I don't laugh. That don't mean I don't cry. That don't mean I don't play. That don't mean I don't ride a little bit. That don't mean I ain't got some other stuff going on. That don't mean I'm clean. But here's all of me. Can you handle this?
Yeah.
And that's the real because after I
that comes with timing.
Yeah. After I finish hollering, preaching, and yelling, and get out this pulpit and do my due diligence where it's required and consume and people,
right.
I'm ready to let my feet out.
For me, I love to please the Lord.
Yeah.
And the side note, Matt Randall, this is why I understand my leader. I find pleasure and satisfaction in completing the assignment that God gives me. So I'll do it as much as I can.
Right.
Side note, that was just like
no, that's
I get it.
important though, because if your goal, and I think other men need to hear that. Because if your goal or your intention is to be that man, whether it's a man of God, a man of valor, or a man of honor, you need to have a passion about it.
Yeah.
And that's what I hear you saying. Like, yo, I'm passionate about this. And I'm going to do that. And if you cannot hold this, if you cannot hold the weight of it, they call me the community's daughter, right? I've literally been told, I ain't the community's son, so that's on you. And you're not the one for me.
Right.
Because if you roll with me, you're going to be in the community, and this is what we going to do.
Right.
And if you can't handle it, I found out you couldn't. Okay, so you're not with me. Because I'm still the community's daughter to this day. And that's not even that's not even ministerial side. Right. So, And then
see, but the crazy thing is, like, now that I'm older, my challenge isn't the ministry.
Yeah.
It's men freaking out when they know I'm gonna be a therapist. Because they think I'm psychoanalyzing them all the time.
Yeah, no, you're not talking to me.
You're one of those too. You a counselor too.
They be like, oh, wait a minute.
Psychoanalyzing.
Are you diagnosing me right now? Like, we are literally just having a conversation. Like, we are legit just having. I think she's diagnosing me.
No, I just want to know, like, do you want some cheese on your salad or no? Are you lactose? I'm just trying to be considerate.
And they be like that. I kind of feel like, because you study the behaviors of Freud, like, you're secretly, bruh, like, it's really not that serious.
First, I want to your boy, be friend like the Big Frank in the morning, 31 minutes past the top of the hour. It's going down this morning. Jay Cherie, so loud, the controversial counselor are in the room. And the conversation is just doing what it's supposed to do.
Hot and heavy. Downloadable. Let that be a track.
Listen, it's going down this morning, and people coming here and just like stirring stuff up. I'm hot. I ain't bothered, but I'm hot. I'm hot. I love my paper.
Well,
Just some quick hot topics, real quick, that's going on in the world that is still on paper.
Is that is
God,
Sir,
we got you that stirred up in the ears.
learn to throw the old ones out.
Oh,
That's what she
side
said.
note. So, arrested the man in the New York City subway shooting on Facebook.
Yeah. No. He had Facebook posts.
Like
Some of his posts basically said what he was getting ready to do,
but
they didn't discover it until after.
And his name was Frank James. I said,
How Frank? That's two names.
that I don't know. That Frank James is his name.
But
But I was like, I thank God because he could have been just lost my mind and the just cut up. But yeah, so he already hinted to the fact that he was going to commit the crime,
Yeah.
but nobody paid him no attention.
and now he's about to do the time.
But why he do it?
He said that his explanation was there is no hope left for the future children in this world. So he decided to go on the Brooklyn train, drop the gas bomb, and start shooting.
Well, I only say one thing about what it is. Our future children do need a lot more help, right? Like never before. If you've been in any of the schools, especially in Western New York, it's off the chain.
I guarantee he gonna go for a mental health thing for his trial.
Absolutely, and
It probably is. Though, so.
You
want to take that client on?
Okay. Actor Joseph got arrested for allegedly sexually explicit manner with a minor.
So he played in Thor, he played in a couple of other different movies, but they found on his computer some sexually explicit things that he was doing with a minor. The problem is we don't know the age of the minor because if she's 17, in the state that he was in.
But why they on your computer?
What happened?
You can even be 16 in certain states.
Yes, but it said apparently it was very explicit. It was somewhat pornographic, and it was an exchange with a minor. So he got arrested and is pending charges.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Pleads guilty for forcibly touching charges. I wasn't reading this.
Wait, Cuba did what?
This is a stupid charge. I'm sorry.
Cuba did what?
They said he forcibly assaulted somebody. He actually kissed a waitress at a bar.
Hey, Cuba, if you come to Je ne sais quoi 16, you just want to plant one on my cheek, I'm about that business.
He pleaded guilty, so he's getting it's some kind of probation situation. Like he can't get in trouble for the next 4 or 5 years.
For a kiss on the cheek, or was it on the lips?
It was on the lips, but he was drunk at the time. But the fact that they tried to make it like a sexual assault.
Well, because the video that they showed, he had reached for her backside. He did one of those. Y'all can't see me on radio.
And I'm over here touching my
right, but she's like, no. And, but he was intoxicated. I made an excuse for him, but listen, at this point, stay home. You can't see yourself.
You're right.
I just can't. People. Star of Superfly.
The Star of Superfly series.
Rapper
Kalon
Walker manipulated a 16-year-old girl into filming inappropriate sex tape by dropping Drake's name.
So he found out she was aspiring to be a Victoria's Secret model, and basically was like, well, Drake is my boy. Like, I don't know if there was, I don't know if he had like a photo of them together, whatever. But he basically was like, why don't we model, take this video, do this video? I'll get it to Drake. He knows people in this field, and so she got naked, and then he manipulated her into having sex.
What is going on with all this sex? That's why the other topic that we were just talking about, it seems so bad. I'm not single no more. I'm praise the Lord and saved or something like that. Because it's just bad out here.
No, it definitely is. Manipulated a 16-year-old girl into filming inappropriate sex tape because she dropped the name Drake. Gullible. It's
real R. Kelly-ish.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
But no, like the manipulation portion of because R. Kelly, how he started with the young girls, was saying like, I can boost your career, I can train you, and then you end up doing a video.
Yeah, but
I want more of this. I want more of this story because I want to know how this conversation came up. Is he like, oh girl, do this, I can get you with Drake? Is that the given story?
No, the actual story is this young girl, like I guess he had
Where was she at? Who was she?
A little bit of clout. So I guess he has a tiny bit of clout.
Okay.
And so she had a conversation with this guy, I guess, based on his clout. But the part that makes this story bad is that when he told her, like, hey, I want to take snapshots of you because because my boy Drake knows people in this industry. The parents were on the other side of the door waiting for this so-called photo shoot situation to stop.
See, and that's what, when you said R. Kelly, that's what I thought parents. When your child is that young and they trying to get into the industry, you know what the industry is about by now. And if you don't, ask somebody. Same thing with R. Kelly. How y'all just leave your kids with him? Like,
right.
Don't
so
do that.
For me, this situation is the parents were slightly negligent because even if you're taking photos for a photo shoot, I'm gonna be in the room.
Hello.
I'm in the room.
Hello.
But he somehow manipulated her into doing the actual. He was videotaping her, not actually clipping shots, and then pushed sex and cheating.
Manipulating? Yes, possible. I just want more of the story. Because, hey, touch yourself. Okay, I'm down. You know, manipulation.
No,
I don't think
it wasn't touch yourself. He asked her to come down to her bra underwear for pictures for modeling. Because when you're a Victoria's Secret model, you essentially are in bra and panties.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it was just like he kind of forced himself on her as far as sex.
So were the parents like, did they bust down the door and they come to Will Smith?
She ended up telling her parents what happened.
And now what?
And now they're pressing charges against it because
I got questions. I got questions. There's
Wait,
more.
what you said?
I said more than likely she probably already had nudes in her phone anyway.
And also very much being 16 in this rapper, very much willing just because you out. What I was in there doing as a parent? Oh yeah, he forces on me that. It was just no, give me more. It's going down 5716 for more conversation. Facebook, YouTube, watch us. It's going down. When we get back, our final thought is going down 5716, Big Frank in the morning. I just be having questions because like I told you, I get it. I can't
get the music because okay.
I get the story, and it does happen. I'm not going to say it doesn't at all. Manipulation does happen, but then it's like.
But I see what you're saying. Is it manipulation or is it this is what I have to tell my parents that they don't think bad of me?
Absolutely.
So I'm trying to keep my image up. And a lot of young girls do that. They leave out the house and they Catholic. We see that all the time on TV and movies. Leave out the house in their Catholic uniform and then get to school and turn into a thot.
If you go in your kid's phone and you go on TikTok and you just watch them, 16, 17, just out here.
16, 17. How about younger than that?
Yeah, I'm like, they're younger than that on TikTok.
Out here just do it.
You know what made me understand that young girls really, we have a generation that is somewhat lost? When Savage came out. And I saw little babies knowing how to do the Savage dance. Or talking about they begging these and they already just high to the floor, but they got begging these. Their parents are like, yeah, and they be coaching them on.
I will punch my daughter in the face.
I'm glad I don't have a daughter. I do not have a daughter. I have all sons. And hopefully I have trained them to be as respectful as possible.
The only reason why I knew about Cash Money taking over is because my dad worked afternoons and evenings. And I was in the house with my brother.
But you know what? I'll say this. I'll say this because we're more mature now. But there are songs that we sung as kids.
Oh yeah. That
we didn't comprehend until had no idea Peaches and Cream. Oh, I've been seeing Peaches and Cream since, even though, you know what I mean? Oh, you're not gonna find the little Pope coming.
I knew we were in high school.
Oh, girl, I know you felt it. What? At the time, I may know. I was unaware. But
see, like, even further back than that, because I grew up in a household where I Be Stroking was blasted. Mm-hmm. And, like, I was, like, 3-4 years old, and I be stroking to the east.
Listen, the family has been nasty a long time. Don't let them fool you with the current.
Right. I'm trying to understand where this nasty, I mean, you say it nasty, but I think sensuality is a part of life.
No, I do, but as a culture, we do not talk about it. Yeah. We do not deal with it, and we do not teach it. Now that's why Poppy and the Latinos is over here. They about open and free with the poetry and have no reserve about it. Yeah. But we shun it. We don't talk about it. That's why we talked about before that people oftentimes we experience things and then have to define later on.
Yeah. See, but that's the older generation. Yeah, it was nasty back then. But WAP was a lot. Like I was just
No, but
WAP came out. I was like,
no, listen.
niggas like, because they got WAP, and I was like, I kind of agree with them because WAP is
because you can lick it, you can stick it, but you ain't did a darn own thing till you stand up in it. That is blues. That is old school. That's the Coco Taylor song. That's your grandma. The level of what it is. If you really get into it for real, it's foul. I got a 20-room house, 20 rooms, too many, toxic behavior. Toxic. We listen. I'm an old head a little bit.
I'm talking every job.
Listen. What happens is that there's nothing under the sun. Your grandma was nasty.
Yeah.
Your great grandma was. It's a
she did
storyline.
do too, and then if you go far back, they used to have to figure out how to do it. In I'm telling you, they used to have to do it in the slave house to figure it out.
Because my grandmother
like 12, 13.
Yeah.
My grandmother was very honest. She was uncomfortably honest with me. Like my grandmother was like, "Oh, I was sleeping with your husband and dare you to say something," and I'm like, "Grandma, you
Come on, Barbara and Shirley."
like because my grandmother never wanted me to be super sheltered. Like my dad, and my grandmother was inappropriate, but she was very open about she was very open, like people out here making mistakes. People out here did terrible things. And I don't want you to feel like if you made a bad mistake or you made terrible decisions that you're just dead as a person. Because my dad, I love you, Dad, if you watch it. My dad at one point was a hypocrite because he was like, we going to church, we love the Lord, we ain't listening to this music, but we had a bar in the basement with disco lights, full bar. I'm talking about sink.
So everybody see y'all sit.
It
was covered.
Like you had parties at the house where this ball was going, and there was literally all the top shelf liquor in the house. Right. So like my grandmother was just like she was transparent about her story, not to glorify it, but it was just like, I did this. It was like I made bad decisions, but look where I am now. God changed me. I'm a church mother now, things of this nature. Where my other grandmother, family secrets came out when she died, and I was just like,
the worst.
Yo,
that's
as
the worst.
much as you were vocal,
your cousin and your uncle and your aunt
right,
at the same time.
Like it was just like family secrets came out, and I was like, you were on me for some of my life choices all of my life, but your secrets that came out like when you died was raggedy.
What you gonna do when you see her at the pearly gates?
I don't think.
Oh Lord, I'm done. But move your seat over to happen.
Because based on her vocalness against her issues with God.
Okay.
It makes sense though, because I've been here. I know what it's like to be here. I've gone through this. Baby girl, I'm not about to tell you at 12 all that I've been. I'm not going to give you. I'm not saying that it might be better that you did, but let me tell you just not to do it without then exposing myself. So after I die, feel free. Okay? After I die, there's a book coming out. Call it Come On Frank.
I'm richer dead than I am alive.
But it's like, I've been through this, I've done this, I know what it's like, and I haven't even got my own healing for it. So even to discuss it or to talk about it, let's not. Your granddad ain't really your granddad. He's just the one that said yes. Okay,
that was deep, Frank. Why you keep doing something like that? Now when we go out with my dad, be like, "Hey, Dad, tell me something." Like, are you really Junior?
But I actually respected my grandmother, who was a little bit more open, because she brought reality to me, and it kind of shined the light on me. Because I did this, you don't need to be out here doing this stuff. Because my dad was like, we gotta hide everything. So I was a naturally inquisitive child. The more you tried to hide from me, the more I was probably gonna find out. So my grandmother was just like, these are my mistakes. Like, these are the things that happen in our family. So if you have a connection with it, it's not because it's you, maybe because it could be a generational curse situation. Like, I appreciated her honesty more because it made me feel less of a black sheep in my family. Yeah. Where with the Mitchell side of my family, I felt like a black sheep for a long time because it was just like, oh, she's like that's the white girl of the family. She listened to this, and come to find out, like my ancestors was into the white people stuff for a long time, but because my grandmother basically made it seem like we were this perfect little happy family and nothing was wrong with us, and it's all you. Like, I was mad when a bunch of stuff about that side of the family came out. I was like, I could kick your cremation. Like, are you serious?
I
right
am
now?
not gonna talk about. She just said kick your. I only came over here because this man is in town.
Yeah.
Controversial counselor. He's in Niagara Falls. Well, you're not a resident no more because you're from Baltimore. But dude, are you serious? You just said you're gonna kick.
I was like, I could kick your cremation because she really made me feel like I was the outcast in my family. When I was more in my family,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I really ask you a question?
I mean, we not on radio, so go ahead. This is Facebook, the world. It's only the world.
Yeah. So what had happened was, do you feel like maybe it was your calling that made you feel that way and it had nothing to do with your family?
No.
You really don't?
Mm-mm.
You really don't?
I don't.
Okay.
I really don't, because even as a kid, the calling part of me was always there. But because I was always different with my family.
Right.
The fact, not the calling portion of it.
That's
but
not
just
what I'm
the
saying.
thing-
Listen to, let me ask you again.
Okay.
Because you just said it and I don't think you realize it. Your calling is what separated you from them, right? Think about it. Your calling was already there, you said.
Yeah.
So therefore, if you already called to serve, do you think it was the calling that had you have a difference with your family?
Mm-mm.
Everybody in the Bible that had a calling did. Everybody that has grown into their calling always has that feeling. Yeshua himself had brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't the same as them. It made him he never said feel like an outcast, but sometimes our callings does separate us. And when we're young and nobody helps us to cultivate that or to understand that calling, that does bring on the feeling of black sheep. And then you're the one who holds the weight of that. So a lot of times the family is going to be the family. But your calling, to me, what I'm hearing is what was that?
I mean, if you hear it, I can't knock with your ear, you know.
So don't be going to kick grandmas.
I mean, she
What you tell you was gonna kick her? I can't kick don't. But a lot of times we don't. Our calling is what it is. So,
I mean, it was even like they was knocking me for quote unquote liking white people music. It was just like, oh, okay. Like it was like, oh, she like white people music. She relates more with white people. She acts white. Like, but it was when I actually found out my family dynamic and the pedigree that was in my family. I was like, no offense, but because I hate the term "you act like a white person." I hate it because it's saying that black people are uneducated and we don't have the ability to have proper English and we don't have the ability to be educated. So that burns me so much. But like seeing the pedigree of where my family came from, I'm like, I actually fit in quite well. Like
for those before the ones that you were
the ones
ancestral,
the ones that were connected to me ancestrally. But even with my grandmother, even though she didn't go for a master's degree and stuff like that. My grandmother was very highly educated. She was very astute. But the fact that I always wanted to be like that as a kid, she made me feel like something was wrong with me because I was like that. Now, going back in my family history, I didn't know I came from so many intellectual people. So it made sense. I'm like, so you did this. You basically made me feel like I didn't belong for being exactly who you were.
Why could somebody make it? And this is something that I had to ask myself.
But as a kid, you're impressionable. So you feel like something is wrong with you. Growing up, I stopped caring because she just became irrelevant. But that was just for me. Like, your opinion isn't relevant to me anymore. And I had to come into the maturity of that, but that took age. But as a kid, thinking differently, seeing things differently, I was like, she dogged me for that. But I'm like, that was exactly you.
But that was your calling. And I think that's why when I work with young people, because I understand that disconnect, that if they are something special and they hold something special, a lot of times people around them don't want to accept that in them. And I think the one thing that I want to see us motivate younger people who have those callings or who feel ostracized, because you're about to walk into some of that, is to remind them that it's not the family. You're going to go through something because of what you're called to do. You're going to connect differently because of what you're called to do. They're going to still be them, whether you called or not, right?
Right.
But they feel the disconnect because no one says, be you. And it's okay if they don't like it. Listen to your white music. It's okay if they don't accept it. Go ahead. And I think that's what motivates me to work with young people so much more than ever before, because they feel ostracized. They feel like the black sheep because their family don't understand what's on them. So I commend you for walking into your calling and holding that the way you have. Now I can't wait to see you counsel.
I can't wait to be a therapist. You awful quiet, sir.
I brought him here to see if he was gonna talk that good talk. Cause tonight, can we do that and then yeah, we'll give him another little. Cause tonight you get quiet on me. I kid you not. I'm gonna throw some Kool-Aid on the table.
I'm a comic puncher. I'd sit back, observe, and then that's when I.
But that
you
Kool-Aid,
gonna-
that Kool-Aid shouldn't say quiet.
Thank you.
You make it?
Sometimes.
First 716, your boy Big Frank, like the Big Frank in the morning. It's going down this morning, 9 minutes at the top of the hour. Would you like 10 minutes?
I'm mad at Kev.
61.
Kev just dropped a whole word in four words. He said you carried it better.
Oh.
Answer the call, Kevin.
I'm just saying.
My girl Solar,
She out here
Jay
dropping
Sheree.
nuggets.
the controversial counselor. It's really a vibe, y'all. It's going down this morning. I pray that today is a good day for the people. The conversation has really been amazing. Been off the chain. We're gonna drop our little quick nuggets in regards to our final thought. But listen, tonight, I feel like it's a rival. Come on down tonight, though.
I'm like, vibe tonight.
Tonight, Solar of the Community's daughter have a Solar moment at Janae Sequoia Pros and Poor with the controversial counselor from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. The conversation, this is just a snippet of the dialogue, the conversation, just what it's going to be tonight. And if you don't pull up, shame on you. Okay, get you a good, you got food specials.
Yes, chicken wing specials. Drink specials.
Listen to me.
It's the blue tea today. If you feeling kind of, you want a little something, we got the blue tea. That's all I can say. It's a blue tea.
I will not. Y'all go ahead and get you what you need to get. I will not be sipping the blue tea, okay? We had a minute gun out here with flashbacks.
Okay.
But definitely come out tonight. 1633 Her Avenue. It's always going to be amazing. But pull up tonight. The conversation is going to be crazy. I'm excited.
I'm actually thinking about going.
I just might. Let me listen.
Men versus women. Can we learn to love again? And he's over there. He's being real mild right now. But if you follow his platform, him and the Big Bad Wolf, I'm ready for y'all. And I got to hold my own against him, too. Men versus woman. So women, if y'all out here, y'all come down, help me out 1633, because I'm going to need the, and you can ask your own questions. If there's something that you want to stir up the pot with, conversational is open for you to actually ask. But it is men versus women. Really? Can we love again?
No, that's real. That's real.
Yeah, I guess we don't hate to run you out of your own establishment, but that's what we typically do.
I don't know how
you know what? Facts is I ran out of town one time. Ran right out of town. They went right down to Maryland.
Quick plan.
They ran away.
So can he really quickly? What is your show on Monday? What time?
Yes. 9 o'clock.
Well, how can we follow you?
Facebook, David Lorenzo Glover. TikTok, Instagram. Just David. If you put in controversial counselor, I'll pop up.
That's what it do. And I want to congratulate you for being nominated for a podcast award. That thing exists out
good
here.
stuff.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thanks. Listen, before we get out of here, let's give our final thoughts to the people. I'm going to start with Solar Community's daughter. Give the people just a word of encouragement to carry on the rest of the day, maybe their life.
I want to talk to the ladies. It's okay to allow yourself to love. Mm-hmm. It's okay to forgive yourself. It's okay to allow a man to be a man, and you still can stand and be a woman. Mm. So date yourself, learn yourself, and accept who you are, and go from there. Mm.
Counselor, you got a word for the people? Encouragement?
I'm going to piggyback on that theme about options. If you have options, it's power. Not only in relationships, jobs, or whatever. The more credentials you have, the better off you'll be. Because if you're someone without options, like I said, relationships or work, people tend to take advantage of those situations. Absolutely. They take you for granted.
Come on. Jay Sheree?
Like I say, my final words is really knowing your identity. Know your identity. Because if you basically put yourself around people who are going to alter who you are and you don't know who you are, you'll become a counterfeit of who they are. Mm-hmm. So know your identity and be confident in your eccentricities, because it's what makes you the person that you are. God didn't design you to be a makeshift model of somebody else. He designed you to be unique. So when you are not being that, you are not being all that you're called to be.
Come on.
It's all right to be weird.
Come on, us weird people stick together.
The itsy bitsy spider.
Come on, make it work. Make it work, sir.
The water spots.
Say that now.
Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
Uh-huh.
Out came the sun
Yes.
and dried up all the rain.
Well.
And the itsy bitsy spider
Yes.
went up the spout again.
Well.
In other words,
Make it work, sir.
it gets heavy, it gets hard, things change, but it won't rain all the time. The sun does come out, it does get better. There's another chance to love, another chance to engage. Listen, out of the toxic thing, there is something to be learned, there is something to be grabbed. Do not consider it all a loss just because it don't rain a little bit on your parade. It's gonna be okay. You will celebrate, you will be well, you will live well. I'm gonna say it how I feel it because if y'all don't know by now,
Well.
you got up. It's going down 5716. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.
And you know what? It's that season of a shift. Now we're going to talk a little bit about relationship, okay? Especially for my single ladies out there. My question that we're talking about on the very special Thursday night blog, okay? This week at Je ne sais quoi, we have a very special guest from Niagara Falls, none other than David Lorenzo Glover, the controversial counselor. And we're going to talk about men versus women tonight live. You do not want to miss. And guess what? Is it okay? Like, can we love again? Trust me, it's a process. Right here on Take a Soul Moment on Fire, 716 Radio. Let's do this, Frank.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, DMT Speaks. And I'm coming to radio. That's right. I'm coming to Fire, 716 Radio. I'm going to be giving you 30 minutes of motivation, inspiration, strength, and power.
I got 4 tickets to graduation, even though they told me the other day they're going to get 2.
May
So
the
did you
7th.
want to
I'm
come?
telling you guys,
Yes.
you don't want to miss this movement. Let's go get it, y'all. Follow me on all my social media outlets. That's Facebook,